Hey everyone, it's Ashley, your independent Scentsy consultant. Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm here with my weekly home fragrance roundup, what I have been warming. As always, am going to start with the Scentsy. So let's get into it. I see a fragrance flower box, so let's start there. I did bring home my fragrance flower from work. This was the iridescent pearl that I took out a couple weeks ago and replaced with black raspberry vanilla. I put this in on May 2nd. I wrote the date on the bottom. The liquid is dried up and the bottom of the flower is mostly dried, but as you can probably see, like the petals are fairly coated still. I just felt like it was at a safe enough point where I could transport it home. But I just wanted to show you guys, like, even though I'm considering it done, you could technically, like, there's technically still fragrance in here, but it's not actively like sucking up any more oil. It's just all like the leftovers in the leaves, petals. So I know some people will, I was watching Robin's video where she showed her like fragrance flower graveyard, and it was like all the extra fragrance flowers. And I thought that was like a unique idea. Like, I'd never seen that before, and I'd never thought about keeping them somewhere. I'm also a little bit nervous about keeping this anywhere that like Jem could get to. I wanted to put one of these in our guest bathroom, but I'm just nervous that it would be on the counter, like where she could definitely access. The warmers she totally leaves alone, but I don't know that she would leave this alone. So I haven't gone that far yet. I love it in the work bathroom. And then I also added one to our kitchen, and I added cranberry pumpkin spice. This was from last year's harvest collection. This was the only scent from last year's harvest collection that I kept in my club, though I do like the other two, and I'm glad they're back. I'm glad I put this one in because this is the only one that didn't come back, and it was the only one I kept in my club. Like, it was probably my favorite, but now I can retest the other ones. So this is in the Buttercup Bell formula. So it's the more like rounded petals on the flower. I personally think the Buttercup Bells throw a little bit better because their leaves are bigger, their petals are bigger. I don't know what the right terms are here. Though they do deteriorate faster, like they don't hold up as well. This one is in my kitchen, which is a kind of hard to scent area. I haven't noticed it a ton, but I also have a lot kind of going on there. So maybe, I mean, like, I have a warmer across the stove from it, and then I also have warmers like all around kind of the living room. So like, it's not really getting a fair shot. It's not in like a really drafty area. At this point, it's kind of more for like appearance rather than scent because it's not doing a ton. I don't know if it's also just because the scent is maybe a little bit lighter in the fragrance flower. I have some haul stuff over here that I'm hitting. So we'll see. I mean, I've already started it, and as you can tell from this delivery system, you can't just like, it's not like a plug-in or wax that you can suck out. Like, once you start this, you're kind of committed a little bit. It's essentially like just a prettier reed diffuser for people who are new. Okay. I feel like I didn't go through a ton of wax. There's a few clams in here, but I finished up another oil. I'm doing so great. I finished up Lavender Coconut, and I actually really like this one. I do believe this is in the catalog still. To me, in the bottle, smelling it directly, it's definitely a lot of lavender, but when it's actually diffusing, it's like a really nice lighter end lavender. I think the coconut really, really smooths it out, so it's really nice. I maybe have another one, but I kind of think it's available right now in the catalog. And then for pods, we finished Kakui and Coconut. I actually really liked these. I honestly ended up liking almost every scent in the pods from the summer collection, except for Feelin' Punchy. Like, all the other scents, I was like, these are amazing. Feelin' Punchy, I'm not quite down with, but this is great. I think, honestly, Peachy and Palm Trees was like my favorite at the end of the day. Kakui and Coconut, and then Cactus, Cucumber and Cactus Water. Those two I loved in the pods, but I only had the one set of pods or whatever. And then I didn't love them as much in the wax. So I don't know if something weird just came out on warm for those two, but if I could re-get them in the pods, I probably would, honestly, because I liked them so much more in the pods. I was actually really shocked. And then I also put in some cocoa lime, last little push for summer here. And then this is from last year's Father collection, but it came back, but not in pods. It's vanilla bourbon. So put that in as well. This is not very strong. However, I did have this at work for a week, and it was kind of a week where it was a little bit cooler. Right now we're like back in our hot streak for a little bit here. It was a week where it was a little bit cooler, and somebody was like, really smells good in here. And I was like, it's my vanilla bourbon pods. It's like, you know me, I'm on the unofficial scent committee. Thank you. They're like, I'm sure it's you at your desk. I was like, it's me. Okay, then we finished up some laundry stuff. I took out a dryer disc. I got some dryer discs in my Scentsy Club bi-monthly. They're in Scentsy Clean. This was in Palm Beach Breeze. I feel like this didn't do a ton. I'm curious to see how Scentsy Clean does, because that's just a stronger fragrance in general. This one I definitely like didn't have in for very long because it's not very beat up. Some of the ones I have in, they like get extremely beat up, but I'm considering it done. And then we finished up 2 washer with containers. So finished up Coral Waters and Fluffy Fleece. So let's start with Coral Waters. This one's been available for longer. This is a very, very floral scent, but I actually don't mind it in the laundry. I feel like these types of scents, like Coral Waters, Magnolia Linen even, Pink Cotton is like, like it's a toss-up, I guess. Lavender Cotton, like some of these scents that I feel like are more floral with a lot of laundry. They're so strong in wax, like I really don't like them anywhere else. But then when their laundry products come out, or I try the laundry, I'm blown away. Like I really liked Coral Waters. I really loved Magnolia Linen in laundry. I think it is like one of my favorites, honestly, in the laundry. I don't know why, I just really liked it, but it also kind of has a laundry type vibe to begin with. I don't necessarily care for my house to smell like that, but when you're actually doing the laundry, it's amazing. So also I think a new favorite is probably going to be the Fluffy Fleece. I did not love this in wax. Honestly, it smells so much better in laundry, and I don't know, it smells almost identical, but just knowing this is for my laundry and not like to scent my house, I just feel differently about it. The first time I used it, I felt like it was going to be fairly strong, but when I actually used it, I was like, holy cow, this is like one of the strongest laundry scents I've ever used. I'd have to retest and see like how does it actually compare to like a Scentsy Clean, a Clothesline, things like that. Because some of those scents are actually really strong while the laundry is going, but maybe they don't last on the clothes as long. This one, I feel like I took them out of the dryer at the end, and all I used was the washer whiffs and the laundry liquid because that's all I had. And I felt like I could still smell the Fluffy Fleece. So highly recommend this one if you like strong laundry scents. I'm really impressed by that one. So I have the laundry liquid still. I may pick up another little tub of it because I am now that I finished the Coral Waters, I'm kind of out-ish of washer whiffs. I have a white tea and cactus tub, which is ginormous, and I only use it for my towels, and maybe I'll use it for my bedding, and I have Pink Cotton going, which is like halfway done. Actually, I gotta check my stash back here. I feel like I have some, but I wouldn't mind rebuying the Fluffy Fleece. Okay, that is all of the non-wax. So I did not go, this was my whole entire bedroom open concept, anywhere, anything for clam. It's kind of sad, but I just wasn't on the wax change mode, I guess. Also, my days are so messed up with the Labor Day holiday. I don't know why. So the only thing I used in the bedroom this week for Scentsy was Glacier Water, and I only had 4 cubes left, and this is all I used. I just took it out this morning, so I'm gonna put in something new tonight. You guys, I put Glacier Water in my club. I love it as it goes on. Like every day it continues to go. It smells so good. I took it out this morning, which was probably like a day 4 for it. And I was like, I don't want to take it out, but I feel like it's not really scenting. Like I just need a change. I need to work on something else. I need a change, and it's not scenting the room as strong. But even when I went to go test or take it out, I could just like get whiffs of it. And I was like, it smells so pretty. So when you first smell it, and I feel like the bar's not in here, so it's not a good representation, but when you first smell it, it's a little bit kind of herbal / men's cologne / maybe kind of like bedroom cottony type. It's very conceptual. It doesn't smell like one specific thing personally. But as you warm it, every day the like heavy, more base or more top notes like the lavender and whatever the heck else it has going on, they seem to just like lift off, and you're left with like this almost vanilla, creamy, cotton type scent that's beautiful. I'm so obsessed with it. And like when I put it in on the first night, I'm like, do I need this in my club? Like, do I really need it? And then by day 2, 3, and 4, I'm like, oh my gosh, I love this every day. It continues to go. So I don't know. I can't say enough good things about it because I feel like every time I talk about it, I just go on and on and on. But it's so hard to explain. Like, don't judge it on its first sniff because it gets so much better when it warms. So then in the open concept, I did some vanilla blackberry because I have a lot of these bars and I want to get through them because they're so juicy. This is so strong. I feel like I have to warm this at the right time because it's kind of a very transitional scent for me. Like it's fruity, but it's dark berries. So it's like not summery, but not fully fall. So it's kind of like a transitional scent, I guess the best way to describe it. Because if it's too cold out, okay, first of all, I didn't think I was a seasonal warmer, but now I'm clearly in the seasonal warming. Like I'm totally past my non-seasonal phase. But I feel like if it's too cold, it's a little bit like not fall spicy enough. And then if it's too warm, it's like too heavy because it's like the dark berries. So I don't know. On those in-between days, I think I see 4 at least that I probably need to work on. I like the scent. It's just super, super strong. And I feel like it has pretty good longevity and limited days I can like really use it, kind of. Also, I feel like it'd be a good one where you just like open your windows a little bit, kind of air it out because it is stronger, but it's a nicer day, but not too cold or too hot, so you can have the windows open. So maybe like a 70 type situation. So it's very specific. Okay. After that, vanilla blackberry, I was like, I have to put in cider mill. Also, this bar is like a year old, as you can see. I have never had anything good to say about cider mill. I've started using the hand soap from last year, fall time. It was available at LTO. I picked it up because I was like, why not? I don't love cider mill, but I'll pick it up. I'll check it out. I'm finally starting to use it and I love it. I absolutely love it. So all of a sudden I've just been on this total craving for cider mill. I had a bar. I was like, I'm definitely warming this. I really have been liking cider mill this year, you guys. I don't know what it is. I feel like everybody in the Scentsy world compares this to Bath & Body Works Pumpkin Apple. Personally, I feel like Bath & Body Works Pumpkin Apple is a lot of apple. I feel like this one is more, if I had to pick a side, it's probably a little bit more pumpkin, but it's pretty even on the pumpkin and the apple, maybe leaning a little bit more pumpkin. Versus, to me, Bath & Body Works Pumpkin Apple is a lot more appley. This one, they both have spice to a certain degree, but this one almost is like a cider pumpkin apple, I mean, it's called cider mill, but it legit, the spices and the way it's like put together reminds me more so of cider than, I feel like pumpkin apple from Bath and Body Works is just like pumpkin, apple, spices, put them together. This is almost more like a drink cider type situation. I've really been enjoying it though. So I got another bar. You'll see it in my haul. I let that go for a while because I was just really happy. Also, I burned a candle, which I'll talk about later in this video. I'll maybe talk about it right now because I didn't bring it up here with me. But it was from Aldi and it's called pumpkin apple fritter. They're almost exactly the same to me. Like they smell very, very similar. So if you're looking for like, I don't know, I just feel like everyone says it smells like pumpkin apple from Bath and Body Works, and I personally feel not the same way about that because pumpkin apple from Bath and Body Works is like one of my OG candles. So I love that scent. I don't think this is a dead on dupe personally. So we had some fall days, as you can see by what I was warming. And then we had kind of a, not heat wave, but we had a little like 3-day stint after Labor Day where it was like 90s-ish. So we went from like 70 when I was doing the cider mill and vanilla blackberry to like a 90. So I was like, okay, I'll pull out some like warmer scents to put in the like warmer weather type scents to put in the warmers. I pulled out Desert Tropics because I have some of these from my scent of the month kit to work on. They're very summery. So this is like a fruity, punchy, all the fruits mixed together, but like more tropical vibes. It's very strong for this type of like fruity scent. I put this in because it was 90 and it was maybe even over 90, but I was like, okay, so it's really warm, so I'm gonna need a warm weather type scent. I put it in and like after an hour I was like, I don't want it. Like I want fall. So it's still in my warmers. I was gonna change it before this video. I haven't yet, but I haven't had it going for that long. I mean, it went for at least a day. I was gonna let it go for all today because it's another hot day, but I don't think I'm going to, just because I am pretty over it and I want to warm something fall. Like I know it's hot outside with our air conditioning on. It's not hot in here, so like it's not the same effect. So I think even if we continue to have hot days, you won't be seeing like these types of scents for me. I think it just need to fully transition to fall. I'm just not, I wasn't having it. Okay, let's transition to non-scentsy. Let me write down the time so I don't forget to put the timestamp in the description box for us moving on to like the non-scentsy things. So first, let's talk about candles, because why not? I only brought 3, which didn't seem right. But they're the only 3 off the top of my head I could like think about that I did, I guess. But then once I got up here, I realized I probably worked on a little bit more. I haven't been very good about like keeping track of which ones I did when. So let's just talk about these 3. I worked on Caramel Pumpkin Swirl. I just put up my like update to my project, so I have markings on these. This one I told you guys in my candle project, the wicks are so dudded. Like they're so tiny. I feel like I've never had this happen where at the beginning of this candle it was like booming, blazing, like the best performer and burner, and then at this point they just completely dudded out. So it's been going fine. Like I've made progress on it since like 2 days ago. I burned it one time, but like I just don't know how long she's gonna last. It's under the halfway point-ish, I would say. So if she has to go in the crock, so be it. I'm gonna try and push her through just in case, but yeah, I don't know. Okay, then we also have warm apple pie. This one also has some short wicks. It's doing a little bit better though. So it's full and it's got a lot of wax on the side, but it's doing a little bit better. I worked on this. The throw is not strong at all on that one. And then surprisingly, I worked on my welcome home, which also has tiny wicks. Do you see a theme here? All the candles in my project have really tiny wicks. I don't know what the deal is. I mean, I picked them out, but whatever. So this one last year, I remember throwing so strong. And this last burn I did of it this morning and last night, it wasn't very strong. So it's kind of weird. But I'm going to continue to work on all those. I have, I put in a new like Glade plug-in situation. I have this in our garage. Just because our garage is a little smelly with like the trash and recycle and all the things. And it has a little kind of light on it. So it like just lights it up a little bit. And it makes the garage smell better. And then for Wallflowers, I attempted to put my pumpkin pecan waffles in my Airwick Misty diffuser situation, which didn't work. I didn't put this in there because as you can see, it has no wick. I like poured the liquid from this into the Airwick container and put the wick back in, thinking that would work, and it doesn't. So I really thought that was going to be like the answer to the hack, but it wasn't. I'm so sorry. So I think the situation is the oil is just too different. Like whatever they must use and whatever's in these Wallflowers is just not the same oil. So it just doesn't suck up and mist the same way, which is fine. It's whatever. It's not a big deal. I wish it would have worked, but it's fine. So, and then I also put in a pumpkin apple wallflower, which is amazing. So amazing. I love it. Okay. For Vendor Wax, I worked on a sample of Rose Girl's Ooey Gooey Campfire Coffee. I think what I need to do with these samples is cut them in half. So these are like the chunky samples, not like the little squares. They're like, sometimes she does like mini melter samples, you know, and then these ones are like the more chunky style ones. So they're kind of like a lot of wax in my warmer, which I feel like is kind of inhibiting the throw. So going forward, I may cut these in half just so they work a little bit better. But I cannot tell you how excited I was to do coffee again in the morning. It was amazing. Not that I like loved this scent or anything crazy. I think just having coffee in the morning made me really happy. So, okay. We also have, that I worked on, we have Rose Girl's Pumpkin Pecan Waffles and Graham Crackers. This one did okay. I have 7 pieces left. So I think I am going to finish this one. It is doing okay. If you're talking about, you think you're like, if you're confused what I mean by I think I'm going to finish it, if you're new here, I'm going on this kind of journey where I'm trying to go through my vendor wax and actually decide what I need to keep and what I can destash. So I have my destash page linked in the description of this video, but this one I think I'm going to keep. I have done my test with it and it's going okay for me. I think I'm going to keep it. Another note, I tested this week Carbs, which is Rose Girl's Cookie Spread and Donuts blend. And this one, I loved this scent in the past. I have a fair number of cubes of it left. I did not enjoy it in the warmer. I don't know what the deal was, but I just, like, the scent was just off. I don't know if it's the bread portion of this, like now that this has had so much time to cure, if it's just not the same, because I also got rid of my Carbs in Cookie Land blend. So next I have up to test my actual Cookie Land blend, but just straight up Carbs, this is actually going to go in the destash pile. So if you're interested in this, check out my destash link below because I am going to be posting this to my destash page. And then one of my favorites, this is definitely staying, is Peppermint Coconut Mallow. So essentially what I'm doing with these is I have all of my ones pulled out that are like a year old, and I just have like a little melting box by my warmer that I use to test these in. And essentially what I'm doing is just once a day, I'm picking a scent to test, and then kind of evaluating it from there. If I like it, I mean, I've been bringing the bags up to my basket so that I can make sure I tell you guys what my thoughts were, and then go from there to decide if I'm going to keep it or actually declutter it and put it on my destash page. And then, so for these two that are staying, I'm just going to bring them right back down and put them back in my bin. And then since they are older than some of the other ones in my bin, I'm going to put them more towards the front so I can continue working on my oldest ones versus some of the newer ones. Even though they're all really old, I want to work on the oldest first. So that's everything I have. Thank you guys so much for this watching this video and hanging out with me, and I hope I see you in the next one. Bye.